up, everyone? Hope you're doing well today. It's another live streaming time. We're going to do a little drawing, but first, before I begin my drawing, I want to do a little bit of warm up because, man, it is early, and also I did not set up the camera well because now the camera's in my face. It is in my face. Do I want to? I'm going to try something different. I'm going to draw. I'm going to use. Nope, that does not work. I was going to use the camera on my phone to kind of what would you call it, to draw from. And I immediately started looking at my screen. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't draw with the screen when I have the sketchbook right below me. It's kind of like those surgeons that are using cameras to do surgery. Oh my gosh, man, I can't even imagine it. All I know is this camera is in my face, dude. It is right in my face. And it is not working. I'll tell you what, though. In about 10 minutes, that's when I'm going to get started, man. I'm going to get started in about 10 minutes. But right now, it's just going to be like a bunch of scribbles. Like, you never realize how, like, unawake you are until you start doing something that you have to have some kernel of concentration or focus. And then all of a sudden you start doing that thing and you're like, whoa, this is going to require a little bit more resources than I have available to me, because I still got that waking up lightheadedness. It's not even lightheaded. It's just like brain fog, I guess. Like your eyes are still getting acclimated to the light, whatever it is, and you're like, man, I am tired. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am kind of getting my muscle memory kind of clicking. And one of the things that I do, and one of the things I do is I do circles. I also do some other things, but I'm going to do a few circles here. And then maybe what I'm going to do is some gridded planes. And hopefully by that time, about 10 minutes or so, by that time, it'll be time to start drawing. So, and yeah, it'll be time to start drawing. It will be that time. And we're just trying to get the old mind muscle kind of clicking, you know? And it doesn't have to be like perfect, but gosh almighty, man, when things are stiff, they're stiff, and you're just trying to kind of open up that mental barrier, I guess, you know, and get used to the idea of drawing, right? So that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to get used to this idea that, oh, I'm in it today. I'm in it to win it. I'm here to draw and get some work done. So today we're going to be drawing, I think it's Sans from Undertale. Like this, or is his name Sans Undertale, or Undertale Sans? In about 5 minutes, I'll start working on him. Oh my goodness. But right now, just waking up. I've been up since 5. Even took a shower, even made some coffee, did a bunch of other little things. And nothing hits me in the face more than like starting to draw. You know, nothing like wakes me up. Not necessarily wakes me up, but like makes me really points out how like unawake I am. You know, like I'm conscious, right? I'm awake. I'm moving around, but when I start to draw and I'm forcing my mind to kind of think, I'm forcing my hands to kind of think, it becomes immediately clear that, oh my goodness, I am not ready for this, right? Like, if you want, so like that's why I'm doing this. I'm just trying to kind of get out all the bad lines per se, and to train myself to do better lines. I'm not doing this for fun. I don't necessarily get enjoyment out of a lot of this stuff, but I'm doing it as a exercise to maintain and or improve. It's kind of like if you're a basketball player or a boxer, or if you're doing any type of athletic sports, they have you do like these things you don't like doing, like maybe like free throws for basketball. Basketball, you practice free throws constantly, and then you get really good at doing those free throws, so that when you do those free throws, they become second nature. You know, the same thing here is you practice circles, lines, and shapes, so that when you have to do those things, you become better at doing those things, or not necessarily better, but it definitely takes less like mental energy to do them. And that's one of the things I try to stress, is that when you do these basic things, you may not necessarily get incredibly better at them, right? You might get better, you might not get that better, you might get significantly better, whatever it is. But it takes less work to do the same quality of work, essentially. And so that's why I like to practice these things from time to time as a way to kind of just, well, actually, I practice them every day. Correction, caveat. When I draw, I do them at the beginning every day. But obviously, I'm not always drawing every day. But when I do draw every day, that's when I do these things. A lot of times you don't see me do them, but lately I've been doing them during my live stream, because I feel that when I do them, I do a little bit better job on the actual piece that I'm being requested to do. So that's why I do them eventually. So now I think I'm ready. Well, as ready as I'll ever be. I wish I had my blue pen, but I don't. I can't find it. So I'm going to use this pen. I probably should have practiced a little bit with this pen, because this is a new pen, and it's got like, it puts more ink on there really quickly. So I just want to see how that looks at first before I start, because I'm going to use this pen to draw with, and then I'm going to use this pen for like darker, bolder lines, simply because as a default, the marks on this pen go darker quicker. So I'm going to put that aside here and put my lucky little bottle cap right there for everyone to enjoy. And then we're going to go ahead and start. Okay, so Sans from Undertale. Oh my gosh, what I want to do here. He's got, there's like a bunch of like fan art, and then there's the original art of this character. I think I'm just going to put Undertale Sans. Is it Undertale Sans or Sans? I don't know who this is. We'll just put Sans Undertale. So I don't know who the character is. The life of the artist, yeah, man. For sure. Thanks for the follow, man. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back to... I might just use some of the fan art, because the fan art's pretty good. Or not. I don't know. Maybe I just do my own. Kind of, sort of. I don't want to do the pixelated one, obviously, because I don't want to do those angles. But we'll see. So I got this pixelated one right here. Looks like he's a skull with oh, look, there's some coffee that fell on my sketchbook right there. That's great. We're gonna put see, look. There's a reason why I did those circles. It's because the first thing I start out with for the drawing is circles. So let's go ahead and do a circle, and then let's do it like another circle for maybe the body, And then maybe we can do some oval-like shapes for the arms just to start out, and then maybe something for legs. So I started out with exactly what I needed to do. Now, let's see here. The head is... I got to be really loose here, everyone. I got to be really loose. I can't... I don't know what's happening with his face, like, because I'm really not necessarily confused, but like... his head's a skull, but a lot of people render his head like they kind of render his head like this. I'm gonna do a real quick little drawing right here. They do something like this. It's kind of like this, almost like oops, I did it reversed, but you know they give him this type of like circular face, you know, and then they give him a smile, and then like the eye there type of thing. They kind of do that, but like, is his head a skull or is it not? Right? And do we want to make it a skull? I think I might make it a little bit like a skull. So I'll see if I can kind of make it a skull type shape a little bit. We'll add a little bit of like skull like features, you know? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. But we'll see. We'll give him like skull like features a little bit, something like that maybe. And that's what we'll try to do. And then we're going to give him... Yeah, so I think I'll give him skull-like features. I don't know how it's going to work with his mouth, because his mouth is a regular old smile, right? And if you have a skull-like feature, I don't know how I'm going to put the mouth on there. But, you know, that's what happens when I try to do something... my own take of a character, is I end up with like all these questions that I don't know what to do. Right now, what I don't know what's happening with this character is he has got like a bluey, I mix blue and glowing, a bluing. He's got a glowing blue eye. That's what he has. Hey, thank you for the good morning, man. Appreciate it. Good morning to you too, sir. I'm getting coffee all over my sketchbook. Oh, it just makes it better. So he's got like this blue eye. I don't know. Like some people are drawing that eye with like kind of like Cyclops, where he's got like the, you know, like in a comic where they make those like his eyes steaming, right? That's what they kind of do. What must I draw? We're going to draw a circle here. Really light circle and another circle. And that's why, everyone, you practice these. Because a lot of you think of the money. Think of the money. What do I need to draw? Think of the money. Man, I hate to say I don't know if this is going to work. It doesn't look like him, but we're going to try. He's got like, think of the money. Do it for the money, bro. Man, if I was doing it for the money, I guess I'd be drawing different things. 3 letters. Am I going to be punked? If I'm going to get like spammed if I put that do I have to look up what that means? Sometimes, man. Sometimes people like to troll me, and I don't know if they're trying to spoof me, because, you know, that happens a lot. I'm going to type that in. Sometimes I'm feeling like a... Okay, R34 usually means the rule of 34 of the internet, which is a tongue-in-cheek meme rule that says if it exists, there's adult content of it, no exceptions. It's not. That's funny. That's true. There probably is. Oh man. Yeah, you're probably right. There probably is adult content of it. He's got a nice, let me say this. Is he wearing a hoodie or is he wearing like a jacket? It looks like he's wearing like a hoodie jacket. Let's give him a hoodie jacket. Let's give him that hoodie jacket. He looks cold. This skull guy has a Scully guy, he has a hoodie jacket. Something like this. Just real quick. And we're gonna give him. Let's see. He always has his hands in it. He has his hands in his pockets. It looks like they have hands in his pockets. So let's do some quick little lines to kind of show that he has hands in his pockets. And then we're just gonna do some little folds, little simple fold, little simple fold. Nothing's fancy. He's kind of a cartoon. You don't really have to do like fancy, realistic, realistic. Whatchamacallits, folds on this character. Something like that will be fine. Yeah, sometimes drawing the characters front facing is difficult. Me personally, I think I would have trouble drawing them in perspective, honestly. Oh yeah, yeah. You're welcome. Sometimes I'm able to explain what I'm thinking at the same time. It looks like he's wearing like Jinko pants, or like he looks like he's wearing baggy shorts, or he's wearing either baggy pants or he's wearing baggy shorts that look like baggy pants. That's what I'm. That's what I think. I think though what I'm gonna do instead of like his pants are kind of like this, they're kind of like that. Yeah, the side faces, the profiles. Yeah, 3/4 views can get you too. So his pants are kind of like this. I'm dropping coffee, man. I'm getting coffee all over my sketchbook. His pants are like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify it, and we're just going to make it look like his pants are together, and we're going to make it into like a box. It's going to be like a rectangle, right, like that. And we're just going to make him standing like his legs are close together. Man, I don't know if that's a good idea, actually. Maybe not. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe it's because it's too low, too narrow. Maybe we'll do something like that. Yeah, I think it's because it's too narrow. Because if I look at all the drawings of him, his pants are like close to the side of his jacket. So we're gonna move the jacket in a little bit, and we're gonna make the pants a little closer like that. And I lied. I said I wasn't gonna do this little shape right here on his pants right here, where you cut out like a little V shape. But I'm just gonna do that because it looks funny making it as a rectangle box like this and have just a little line there. We're gonna do something like that, and we're just gonna make like a V shape inside of his thighs area like that. And that way it's just a very simple little shape, and it kind of works. And then we can kind of embellish it a little bit if we want to. If I'm feeling like extra fancy, but I don't really feel. Does his pants have stripes on them? Because his pants, no, his pants don't have stripes on them, but they look like they have like stripes. It looks like he has white stripes on the front of his pants, but that's just how they do it, I guess. It's supposed to be like a difference in tone color, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't have stripes, but it looks like he has stripes, but it's really just it's supposed to be like a different gray. And do I want to just give him simple slippers? Looks like he's got slippers on. And we're going to draw like these little bitty peg legs. They're not going to matter because most of that is going to be kind of gone, They're not going to matter. And we're just going to kind of fake. Of course, he's a skeleton, and he's supposed to have like skeleton feet. But like they're making him as if they're making him kind of cartoonish. So I don't need to be realistic with this guy. And he's got one foot kind of that way, and then he's got another. Let's make sure that we draw a line. Yeah, something like that, so that we know where his other foot kind of stands, because he's kind of he's not really in perspective by any means. He's just kind of there. And we'll just do something like this. Oh, oops, I'm like scratchy. And yeah, and that should be good enough. Maybe add even a little bit of a line there to make it look like his foot's going in that slipper thing. Type of thing. Yeah, it's like a slipper, I guess. A skull guy wearing... He's a skull guy wearing a hoodie. I got all these pins on my paper. How's your shading with sketches? Any particular methods you prefer to do? Hatching. Hatching? I guess. I typically don't cross hatch. I'll usually just do like a hatching. It's situational. Sometimes if I'm in a pinch for time, I will do like hatching like this. If I have more time, it will be kind of like a blended. It'll be like an angled hatch like this, where my shading's going this way, and it's more like a kind of like this. The marks are like that, back and forth, right? So I typically do that, because that's just the way that my hand moves, or like ergonomically the best. Some people can they make their shading this way. I'm really comfortable doing this way. Sometimes I'll do straight up and down. It all depends. There's really no like, yeah. Well, with a big pen, you have to kind of just build it up. You really just have to build it up. Does he have any type of cracks on his skull? Because I see some that have cracks. I don't know. Anyways, I see some that have cracks, and I see some that don't. And we're just going to go with it. I was going to outline this with my nice pen, but I don't know if I'm going to need to. And another thing is, whenever you're doing like drawings like this, I know like the urge is to make things. Yeah, I could do some cracks on there somewhere. I might do that. There is the urge to make everything like symmetrical. You don't have to make things symmetrical. You know that? You can make things. You can be a little bit off. So don't always. Oh man, eye circles are really bad. You don't necessarily have to have this urge to make things perfect. I know that in today's world, where we have all these amazing artists that are doing like amazing drawings, and they're like visually perfect, right? And you can get yourself kind of down, right? Don't worry about that. Just do what you do, you, right? You do you. And if you want to make things symmetrical, go for it. But if you're finding that it's making you upset, if you find that it's like triggering you, like it's stressing you out, just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth trying to make the eyes perfectly symmetrical, right? I would use this pen, but I need to practice more with that. So I need to do more warm-ups with this before I start using this pen again. Because I remember I was struggling the other day, because it doesn't allow me to do like light lines like these big pens here. Now, because of the way that this live stream is situated and the way that the camera is situated, I can't move my sketchbook around the way that I like it. So I have to like position my hand in a weird fashion, in a weird position that makes it very, very difficult to do the lines that I want to do. So that's why you see me doing this. What I'm doing right now is I'm just making lines that are kind of semi-straight. So this line's like this line's this, and this line's like this. And it kind of looks curved, but I'm just doing straight lines. Oops, my goodness, I'm messing up. Yeah, I got to position my hand a certain way, and then there we go. I think we're doing good, though. It's looking all right. Yeah, well, I like to, I do like to spin my sketchbook around. I like to spin it around. But as far as when it's a live stream, no one's going to want it. It just doesn't work that way. Like, I guess I could do that, but in this situation, in where I'm at, oh my gosh, I just kind of messed up this line right here. It goes, I hate it when I do that. It goes like this. That's what the line I made. And I really meant it to be like a curve, but that's okay. It kind of works. Kind of gives it it kind of gives it a little bit of character, you know? Let's see here. We're just going to do something like this. There we go. Looking good, man. Sans. You're one sexy looking skull. You're a good looking skull, dude. You're going to be lining up so many dates. So many dates. A glow effect for the eye. Why does he have, I don't, if I don't know. I'd have to practice it. It'd be something like this. It wouldn't look like a glow effect. It'd look kind of like a weird mist. It'd look kind of like a mist. Or steam or something. I don't know. I'm not really like comic artists can really do that kind of stuff. They really know how to make things feel like powers. Something like that might be good. It kind of looks like it's glowing, but it's sweeping in and out. I don't want to darken up too dark right now. I don't know how I feel about it, so I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move ahead with the other parts. Oh no, I messed up. That's what happens when I try to draw. This is what happens when I try to talk. That's for sure. I'm just gonna stumble my words. Alrighty, I think we got some. I was gonna add some cracks, something like that. Then maybe let's add a little crack on the eye here. Then maybe a crack right there, and then I think that's good. A few little cracks here and there. So is his okay? So the more images I'm finding, I don't know if this is a hoodie that he's wearing, or if this is like a shag like carpet or a shag texture around his jacket. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to make it a hoodie just for simplicity's sake, and we're just going to use straight angular lines to kind of just dial those in, so I don't have to worry about like details. Just make quick little straight angular lines like that, and it kind of works. They kind of work out visually like that. Tracksuit jacket. Yeah, it does. Thank you for the follow. But it's hard to tell who he is, or like what if it's a tracksuit or a jacket, or a jacket with like a shag liner in it, like a furry liner, because obviously it's a game, and the game's I don't know, is the game supposed to look like an old version, like an old style game? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like they made him kind of like an old school Nintendo game or an old computer style game. Is that right? Because that's what it feels like. They're the aesthetic that they're going for, and just give like simple little folds here. I'm not really great at fabrics, so if I wanted to be good at fabrics, I'm decent. I can copy fabrics from like if I were to draw it from life, right? But like as far as like making them up, I get really confused. just, just, just don't. I just can't see it. You know, I just can't see it. Anyways, he's got these pockets, and to make them feel like pockets, we're gonna put like these little like curved things here, so people can think that, oh, these are like the little liner or like a trim on the pocket. I guess I don't really know. Nobody knows what he's wearing. Yeah. So you just wanted to just kind of add that stuff there, and we're gonna add that's supposed to be his collar to his shirt. And then underneath his neck is going to be black. Then probably, yeah, underneath his neck is going to be black. Probably going to do his black on his eyes. We'll see. Let's go ahead and draw some little, like, kind of looks like just a little bitty U's for a U. And then, yeah, it's very easy. Oh, no! I messed up. I made a line all the way. I started following my line. Oh my gosh. Well, we'll just fix it right here. And if no one's gonna notice it, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know what that is. That's not a mistake. That's a feature. All right. And that's why we do these. This is kind of fun. So if we make mistakes, that's okay. We'll live. We'll live, man. We'll live. I make mistakes all the time. I wish. I don't know, man. You see all these artists, and like they never make mistakes, or if they're making them, they're not showing them live, you know, or showing them on their videos. Like, I never make mistakes. All my stuff's perfect. It comes out perfect, right? There's nothing wrong with my work. I never make a mistake, dude. Like, okay, sure. Like, I never do. Like, it's everything I do is just perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use this cool pen because I like it. It's got like Iron Man on it, and it's got like, I actually don't like the feel of this pen because this thing's held by, it's got like this part right here. It's like a metal, like not a wire, but like a metal rod inside. And I don't like how it's just this bottom half, but it looks cool, I guess. It looks cool. Yeah, it is kind of weird to hold. But what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? So I am going to, right here, this is going to be dark, and then underneath here is going to be dark. Should I make his pants dark? I might have enough time to make his pants dark. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shading from the top and go down. And if I have time to do the pants dark, because he's got like gray or black or blue, dark blue, navy blue pants or shorts, I guess. Are they jorts? Yeah, I would shade his pants if I had like, I would put his pants, like, since it's like one of the darkest like clothing, I would make his pants dark. I would go do his pants first, but I know that to make pants really dark or to darken up tones with a pen, it takes a long time. And I only have 25 minutes, and I don't want to be, I want to kind of play around with shading on the face and then kind of move. So like the top of his head right here, right? And then move all the way down so that like this has the most detail. And then as I go down, I can kind of like not be as detailed, right? So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just, I'm going to kind of fade out the detail and then move from top to bottom. And that's a thing that I like to do a lot is if I'm in a crunch for time, you got to determine, if you're in a crunch for time, you got to determine what you want the viewer to focus on the most. Do I want the viewer to focus on the pants, or do I want the viewer to focus more on the face? And generally, I think a good rule of thumb is you want to focus on the face, unless unless his pants are like like a main focus. Like maybe he has like diamond studded pants, and they're like, or maybe his pants give him powers. Like his pants were he found these pants in a dungeon that were that give him his powers, right? So he needs these pants. They're his power giver, right? And then if that's the case, his pants could be the focal point. But I think I'm going to focus a little bit more on the face, and we're just going to darken these areas first, and then I'm going to go using my cheat pen, which works a lot better at value. You know, if the face isn't exactly right, then it doesn't make the entire drawing so right. Yeah, you gotta get the face in there. You gotta try your best to you gotta give it a good old college try. I'm not. Sometimes your best isn't your best. Sometimes your best one day is like 25% of your best another day. Like sometimes your best in another day is like 80%. Like even though you give it your best, you're only like performing at 80% your capacity. There's days that are good, there's days that are bad. Some days, like for me, like it varies. Like I'm not to say that I'm like an emotional artist, but I'm more like, hey, I'm kind of like, I might be distracted. Like there might be like things that are going on in the background, right? Like and there might be things in my life that are like really kind of really just pulling my attention, and like they're pulling me away from the moment, and I just can't focus on the thing because I'm like, oh man, I got all these things I have to do. And they're just like, I got to get them done. And here I am drawing, and I just don't know. So it's just like, really, there can be days where you're not at 100%. And I get it, man. I totally get it. Like I have, like at the very beginning of these live streams, I'm at like 50. Maybe even 25. I don't know. It depends. It's not like I can kind of like gauge. I don't wake up each morning saying, you know what? I feel I'm at a 3, a 3 out of 10. But maybe I should do that or whatever. But that doesn't even help because, even though, so I get up at 5, and then I waited an hour. Because I knew that I can't just get up and start drawing because I would be definitely at a 2. So I waited an hour, drank some coffee, did a few things, kind of got a little bit of momentum, right? And I wonder how I can make it feel like it's glowing. I wonder if there's like a way to make it feel like it's glowing around here. I don't know. I'd have to really, I don't know. I'd have to play around with that idea. I probably won't get to that. What I'd have to do is I'd have to get like a real skull, and put like an LED light inside the eye so I can get an idea of what the rest of the skull would look like. That's what I would do. Yeah, you got to evaluate yourself. Yeah, but I would definitely, I would have to kind of figure out a way to simulate this idea. Honestly, I'm kind of scared of doing it. Like, why is it? Because why is his eye glowing? His eye's glowing, but the inside of the inside is black. So the blue area is glowing, but the inside is black. I don't know how I should do about how I should work that in, you know? So I'm thinking this side's going to be darker than when I do this, because this has got to be darker. And then underneath, because it's underneath the that chin bone. I forgot the name. Zygomatic bone. Gosh, I need to learn the anatomy of the skull again. I always forget it, and I'm always trying to explain things to people. And I used to know the structure of the skull quite well, and then I just kind of like forgot it. And so now here we are when I'm trying to say, hey, this is the zygomatic bone. I think it's the zygomatic bone. I don't know. I have to go look it up. And then like they're like, no, it's not. You're wrong. I'm like, I'm so sorry. My anatomy. I forgot my anatomy. I apologize. And they're like, no apology. Apology not accepted. You have to have everything right all the time. What? Yeah. If you're not right all the time, you're a failure. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Anyways, let's go ahead and add like these little arcing things, and then add like some shading underneath. Bro teacher. Although the shading underneath this would they might end up looking like gums, like his like, like you have gums, right? I feel weird saying gums because it's like it's being construed or read as like I'm saying bubble gum, right? But I'm talking about other things. I'm talking about gums. It's kind of like, the word bear, right? Bear can mean like 3 words. Like bear is in like, oh my gosh, there's a bear after me. Oh my gosh, I'm bare. I'm not wearing any clothes. Oh my gosh, are you burying something? Yeah, there we go, right? We got 3 different things going on here and 3 different meanings. Anyways, I'm just kind of making this shading up right now, and hopefully it kind of sticks. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. But what I'm going to do next is, I think what I'm going to do is quit. No, I think what I'm going to do is just quit while you're ahead, bro. Is I'm going to maybe darken up a little bit right here, but I think I might move down a little bit to the drawing. Where, yeah, exactly. And we're just going to go ahead and add some shading on the side here. We're just going to imagine that like there's a light source coming on over this side a little bit, so that it's going to make a little bit more sense. And so I can make this side a little bit darker. Oftentimes when I do this, I kind of do it. I don't do it strong enough. Like I don't do the shading strong enough, and it can kind of show. But when you're making it up, it gets kind of difficult. A lot of the artists you see, they're using a lot of source material. They're getting images and they're doing experimentations, and they're kind of showing they're omitting some of the stuff that you can't see in the background. They have a lot of things to kind of work from, and so yeah, let's see. Just kind of lighten it up here. Something like that. I think that's okay. And then we go ahead and so is that hoodie white or the Okay, it looks like it's kind of gray. So what we're going to do is it's kind of like gray. I'm running short in time. I have like 14 minutes. So the shading on the coat and everything are just going to kind of be, they're going to be more like place markers than anything else. They're not going to be like, oh, this is the final shading. It's like, well, I don't really have a lot of time to work with it. Will there be a shadow for the body itself? Will I create like a cast shadow? Are you asking? I mean, there'll be shading on the body, but I don't know if there'll be I don't think I'm going to get to a cast shadow. If that makes any sense. And we're just going to go ahead and darken up some of these really quickly. Give the impression that there's folding here. What we're going to do is we want to make the inside of his inside here darker. So we're just going to kind of make it really, not really dark, but like visually darker than the hood there, because it's tucked inside, so it's in more shadow. So it's stuff that you got to kind of think about, stuff that's like, oh, this is easily apparent, right? But sometimes simple things, obvious things, are not always so obvious. All right. And the jacket, I don't know. I think the jacket's probably darker than a cast shadow or a small shadow for the feet. I mean, I guess I could. I don't know if I'm going to get to that. It's not going to look like, it's not like one of those video games, old video games, they just put like a small little oval underneath, right? I don't know if I'm going to get to that. I got other things I'm working on. I could like just a little simple little mark. Hey, look there, he's creating a cast shadow, right? It's just kind of like that. Technically, it should be going farther out, right? But it's okay. Honestly, I would probably spend a lot more time on skulls. I like drawing skulls. I'm pretty good at drawing skulls, actually. Or at least I like to think I am. I don't know. Not made up skulls, but skulls from life. I think the teeth should be darker because even though they're white, he's smiling, so they're like technically this is an open mouth. All right, now let's go ahead and we're just going to quickly shade. I got 11 minutes. I'm going to quickly shade the jacket here in a light tone first. Just to kind of add, got a little aggressive there. Just to kind of add like, oh no, man, it's this right side. I am adding, it must be like the sketchbook, because every time I go right in this area, it gets a little darker. Just a quick little tone. And we're going to do a quick little tone, and then we're going to put little markers here on where I feel the shading should be darker. It's just quick little markers. They don't have to, they're not like indefinite. They're not permanent. And this is something I do a lot. Something like that might be good. And what you do is you just take that area and it's going to be darker. And it's just a simple little trick that I do often. I don't know if it's a really trick. It's just something I kind of do. I think that it works for me as an artist. I mean, some people don't need to do that. Some people don't need that reference. But I typically do that often as a reference, and that can go from there. Now, because of the time constraints, I don't know how much, because I have 10 minutes, I don't know how much I want to devote to this. So that's why I'm doing these really simple, like this simple shading stuff to kind of just give an idea to people that are watching, or also give an idea to me, as if I were to keep pursuing this drawing, I can get an idea of like, okay, I kind of understand where I was going with this. If I were to spend more time on it, then I could pursue it a little bit more aggressively, or really dial in the things that I was working on. So something like that, and just really, technically these areas should be like the left side, this side should be darker, because it's supposed to be in a darker source. Oh, I thank you, man. Appreciate it. That's awesome. I think what I'm going to do now is, I have 8 minutes. I think what I can do is I might be able to get the pants in there. Let's go ahead and do like some quick shading on the feet, just like really, really quick, just to kind of give an idea of like where shading is, or the way where some of the I'm stuttering. Some of the shadows are. Almost kind of like a simplification too. Like I'm actually simplifying probably a little bit too much, but that's okay. Sometimes you have to do stuff like that to kind of just get the drawing done, Any ideas on how to make the slippers feel a bit fuzzy? Well, I'd probably, it's too late now, but I'd probably like add like some sort of like weird agitation like this, kind of like a little bitty, something like that, around the peripheral a little bit, and then maybe add some of it inside. So the rest of my time is going to be, first we're gonna do something real quick. So I'm darkening this up right here, because this is supposed to be like this is why it looks like it's he's got stripes. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to make this dark, and then where I made these little V lines is I'm going to fill it all black, and that's what I'm going to do. And that way it's going to be kind of like a two-tone. See? Kind of like that. And then all I got to do is, it's easier said than done. I just got to fill in this area with dark ink. Now, I like this pen, but I wish I might need I'm going to talk to the person that makes these pens and see if they can like make the same pen, but use like these, like use a Bic pen in it or something like that. Because I don't necessarily need like the extra fancy pen, If they can make something that I can swap these out, like I could slide it in, oh my gosh, I'd buy this. I'd buy more. I will talk to that person who I bought these pins from, and see if that'd be a case, because these are kind of cool looking pins. So I'm just going to spend the rest of this time filling this up black. Yeah, I could use like marker and stuff like that, but I have a hard time using like mixing media like that. I feel like I want the shading to, even though it's darker, I want people to see the pen marks, because you can still see the pen marks even though it's dark, right? You can still see like the marks being made there. And when you use like a marker, it's just a completely different thing. Plus, the marker kind of bleeds into the ink from time to time. So now it's not dark enough, but I'll fix that later. I just want to get this area dark. I have 5 minutes to do it. Can I do it? Can I do it? I don't know. We'll see. I'm like drawing on top of this. We will see if we can finish it in 5 minutes. Some people really get enjoyment out of this noise, like the scratching noise. there's a reason why some of those videos you see, I've seen. Well, I don't know if you're seeing them, but I'm seeing them. I would catch some videos of people just they're drawing, and they'd like zoom into the area that they're drawing, and you hear scratch, scratch, scratch of their pen or pencil, you know, and then you hear scratch, 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 scritchy scratch, scritchy scratch, scratch, and then all of a sudden they pan out to the drawing, and you got a nice little drawing, and it's got like 500,000 views. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I need to get that. Give me some 500,000 views, man. Dude, if I got 500,000 views, oh my gosh, jeez Louise, I'd quit my job. I'd be like, man, that is, or I don't know if I'd quit my job, but I definitely brag about it at work. I talk about it at work. That's what I like to do. I like to come to work and like brag about my success on my Twitch stream, or not Twitch, TikTok stream, and that way, I can justify waking up at 5 and doing it. Otherwise, but then again, not that that's the thing that's the motivator, because you see those videos, and you see those videos of people like, oh man, I started out with like only one viewer, and it was my mom, or my sister, or my brother, and he was only on there to make fun of me. Right? I mean, quit your job. Don't want to do it. You just want the huge motivation to get up every morning without a second thought to get to work. I just need to have a good night schedule. I stay up late, not because I want to, but because my job keeps me up late, and then I have to get up early. Then I try to get up early so I can do a little recording so I can get a little drawing in, and then I'm tired all day long. Kind of, and then like I take a nap, and then like it ruins the rest of my day. I don't know, man. So I got 2 minutes, but I think I can do it. I was talking too much. I was yapping about nothing, useless stuff. I just yap. I think at the very least, though, I think that's better than some of the streamers, man. I see some streamers that this always gets me. This is always so funny. Like those really really attractive women that are on these streams. They start up a stream and they're not even doing anything. They just like turn the stream on and they're just staring at the screen. And there might be a fan going on. They might be in their bed and they have a throw pillow on under their arms, and they're just staring at the screen, and like they say a few things. Oh, thank you. Oh, you too. And they have like 10,000 watchers. I'm like, what the heck? She's doing nothing. She's not even saying anything. She's not even talking. She's literally staring at the screen. She might even not be staring at the screen. There's probably a television or a computer screen or something right above the phone, and she's just watching something. But it looks like she's watching the screen, trying to interact. She's probably faking it, And I'm like, oh my gosh. And you see like galaxies exploding on the screen, like. Oh, thank you. Like you're just sitting there. Why? Why are you what's going on? I'm so confused. There's probably playbacks of it on YouTube or something. You can just watch the person do the same exact thing. I don't know. Oh no. Oh, I gotta keep doing this. 1 second. There we go. Every time. Yeah, they call someone their mother a bad name. Like, your mother's a terrible person. Thank you. Here's $5. Sorry about that. I had so if I'm on for a long time on TikTok, what they like to do is they like to have they want to prove that I'm doing something. So I have to like there's like this puzzle piece that I have to slide from left to right, and it happens all the time. Like, hey, you've been on for a while. You've been doing a live stream for a while. You got to pull this little slider here so that you're not a bot. You know, it might be a thing. There might be some bots here. I got to finish this though. I want to put this on here, and then I probably have to get going after this. But I wanted to at least finish the pants. I didn't think I'd get to the pants, but I got close enough, and I think that was pretty good. It turned out pretty well. I'm not displeased with it. But when you do so many drawings, you get kind of used to not being. I guess when I was like younger, man, I used to get really not happy with my drawing. You know, I used to be very upset. Probably because I wasn't good, you know, or I wasn't decent. Like my drawing expectations were vastly higher than my drawing ability, you know, and it was really frustrating at the beginning. But when you start drawing, you get better and better. Like I still have high expectations, but like my expectations are not like, I guess not so far above my ability. I don't know. I don't, the disparity between like my ability and my ideas are not so far apart that it doesn't it doesn't cause like frustration anymore. But at the very beginning, when like you're trying to draw stuff and you're like, everything is stick figures, and you're trying to actually draw anatomy and realistically, or people that look semi, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, fluid, or that they feel like an actual figure, right? That can be very frustrating. But now I'm at this point where I don't have that huge problem, and I just don't think of my art that way anymore, or think of me drawing that way, I just don't think of drawing that way anymore, and it's massively liberating because the moment you start doing these micro comparisons to your work and other people's work, or your work not matching your expectations, it just makes the whole process of drawing not so fun. It makes it not so fun. It makes it worse. It can be a drag, and that's not cool. We don't want that. You want art to be kind of like a fun, pleasant experience, essentially. Well, you know, you'll get there, man. I wouldn't. You just got to keep doing it. I'm sure if I was more ambitious with my artwork, like more along the lines of a lot of those like concept artists, I'd be very frustrated, you know, because their work is amazing. But on the flip note, they might think my work is amazing. You know, they might be like, oh man, I wish I could draw like that. You know, so they might be thinking the same thing. So like you might be thinking, oh man, I wish I could draw like that. And then on the flip side, they might be feeling the same way about your work. They might be thinking, wow, the way this person just does things is just an aspect of art that I like to be able to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of darken this up a little bit more. I think it's too light. And I don't know how dark I want to make it, but I know I want to make it darker. Because it's supposed to be like a hint of, it's supposed to be like just a subtle highlight on his like black pants or something. So we don't really necessarily have to like make it, it can't be that light is what I'm saying. And so that's why I'm doing that. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it and thinking, okay, when I got a shade that I like, then we're going to stop. You know? So I think that is that, man. I think I did it. I think we're successful. I am donezo. Look, the drawing's about the size of a pen. That's pretty good. Looks good. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You would have made it a little deep gray. Yeah, I just went. I went the easy route and just made it like just black. I'm lazy. Anyways, I got to get going. Thank you so much. It was a blast. I had 3.1K likes. That's amazing. You all rock. But I got to get going. Hopefully, I'll be able to do this tomorrow. I got to get up. I got to get up at 5. Got to get up at 5. Got to get up at 5. Cheers, my friends. Cheers.